All right, for the hook in your introduction paragraph, you are going to start with a fact from a reliable source. I'm going to show you exactly how I would do this step by step. So on your worksheet, I have given you key terms to search for, whether you've chosen Earth or space. Since I chose space, I'm going to use keywords related to that topic. The first thing I'm doing is opening up a new tab. And here you can see that I have already searched for space exploration benefits. And the first thing that comes up is a link to NASA. NASA is a very reliable source, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Once I click on the result, I'm skimming, not reading every word. I'm looking for a specific fact that is going to hook my audience. So I see here it says, technologies and missions we develop for human space flight have thousands of applications on Earth, boosting the economy, creating new career paths, and advancing everyday technologies around us. That sounds like an interesting fact. It doesn't exactly hook my audience, though. So I'm going to look for a more concrete fact with statistics. Let's see how the International Space Station benefits humanity. Here it says benefits 2022 publication, 15 ways the International Space Station benefits humanity back on Earth. I'm going to go ahead and click that. All right. So producing the next generation of medical scanning technology, creating robotic arms. I don't want a lot of information for my hook. Okay, so I didn't really find anything specific that I wanted to use. So I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to go back to my tab. And here I see something that says, why should we explore space? What are the benefits for us? And the source is the American Public University. I'm going to click that because the American Public University is a reliable source. And right now I'm skimming for strong facts. Here it says, throughout history, numerous technological products used for space exploration, such as cell phone cameras, solar panels, and emergency beacons that use satellite technology, has seamlessly transitioned into everyday technologies commonly used by most of the world's population. A prime example is the Global Positioning System GPS, which relies on satellite navigation to provide location information. And it talks a little bit more about GPS. So I kind of like this because it shows how technology that was once used for space is now something that we use on Earth. So I think I'm going to copy this first sentence. And of course, you're going to be writing yours on paper. So you will write your fact here. I'm going to paste mine here, which is why I don't want you to use a really long like paragraph fact because you're going to be writing it by hand first. Now for the source, you go back to the website, and the source of where I got my fact was American Public University. So for my source, I'm going to write American Public University. If you are saying that we should focus on Earth, then you're going to use one of the key terms that I gave you for Earth. For example, climate change, pollution, poverty, cost of space exploration. Let's go ahead and try cost of space exploration and see what comes up. All right, so here it says NASA's budget in 2024 was approximately $25.4 billion. It tells you that it funds a lot of different projects, but you could use just this part right here, or just the fact that it cost NASA $25.4 billion in 2024. That was their budget. As a shocking fact to lead into how we could be using that money for Earth. However, when I click on the link, it says Patent PC. I don't know about Patent PC. I've never heard of that website or company. So I'm probably not going to use that as a source. So now I'm going to look for a source that is reliable. Here's Interesting Engineering. Here's NASA. Now, the thing with NASA is it's going to be biased because NASA obviously is pro space exploration. So you might not want to use that as a source. Here it's Statista. That's a really good, reliable source. I'm going to click on that. All right, government expenditure on space programs in 2022 and 2024. It says here, in 2024, global government expenditure for space programs hit a record of approximately 135 billion US dollars. All right, you could use that line right there, and you would quote the source as from Statista, and that would be a decent source and quote to use as your hook if you wanted to say that we should focus more on Earth.